What's up, buttercups? Hope you guys are having an amazingly golden day with chairs on top. My name is Elvis and you are watching The Golden Drive. So this beside me is my 1973 Jaguar XJ6 and I am engine swapping it with an LS. If you see, these are two transmissions because I'm an idiot. So this transmission came with the car. It's a 4L60E, but there's a problem because it is four-wheel drive. Now, if I wanted to make the Jag four-wheel drive, that would be amazing, but I do not at the moment. Maybe sometime in the future when I add twin turbos or whatever. So for now, I have to get this transmission. It's from a Pontiac Firebird out of the early 2000s, probably the 90s, but it's also a 4L60E. And the difference between a two-wheel drive and a four-wheel drive transmission is actually pretty easy. The four-wheel drive transmission has a transfer case, which sends the power to both front and rear wheels, which you can kind of see here. There's a space for a drive shaft, a spline for a drive shaft. The front drive shaft, which there's gears in here that kind of like do the whole thing. And there's also sends to the rear wheels as well. So again, we don't need that, and so I have to buy the rear-wheel drive Pontiac Firebird 4L60E transmission from Facebook Marketplace. I really hope it works. I'm not very confident, but sometimes in life you gotta just do it. If it doesn't work, then I'll look for another option, maybe a 4L60E or T56 or something else, or a CD009 transmission. But for now, we're using this one. But this transmission did not come with a bunch of stuff, and so we're gonna swap it out, like the neutral safety switch, the dipstick, a few other things. And then we're gonna try to put it into the car. So I've already put the LS engine into the car, and I need to do the transmission now. So I'm gonna have to jack up the car. All of that good stuff is to come. But for now, let's start swapping. I don't have a transmission jack and I do not want to buy one. And so I had to pretty much it was so sketchy. So this is what I did. I pretty much just bought a bunch of wood. So if you look under there, there's literally a piece of wood that is serving as my transmission jack. That's put on my regular jack stand and it's on the transmission. But even though it took me hours and hours, it is technically sort of mounted, but the transmission mount that came with the car did not bolt up perfectly. Those are the holes for the regular transmission. So I'm either gonna have to cut this out and move it back there, or I'm gonna have to make my own brackets and just add to that. Now, I don't want to weaken the structure that this already has, and so I'm just gonna add with like a C channel or something to that. So I'm gonna cut and weld. I've measured that is 9.6 inches. So here's what I'm doing. So I have two options for the weldy boy. I can use this piece of flat bar, but it's kind of thin, so I don't completely trust it, or I could use this almost C channel. So what this is, it literally came from my like a bed frame that I just never used. And so, yeah, so it's almost C channel, and it actually is good steel. I mean, it looks kind of rusty now, so I'm probably gonna have to like sand it down a lot, and then cut it to size, and we should be good, I think. The reason I'm using this dude is because my main DeWalt Spinny Boy broke. So yeah, but even though it was very slow, it still pretty much made the cut. So, oh wow, that's like really hot, but it's fine. So I'm gonna test this now and we'll see if it fits. Oh my gosh. Yo, remember to always wear safety glasses when you're cutting. Ow, that's hot. Let's see, first testy boy. Dang it. It's a little bit too long. Crap.
1 week later.
The transmission has been mounted-ish. or we are going to be mounting the transmission today. I have been going through, literally, it's been over a week, and I've been trying to mount this transmission, and I've just been encountering problem after problem after problem. It has been very frustrating, honestly. But hopefully today is going to be the day. I feel like I've said that like 50,000 times. But I'm just going to show you guys exactly what I went through. So initially when I got the car, it came with an old suspension thingy. Well, not suspension, it came with an old cross member. And so I modified that and, well, fabricated, welded, drilled an extra thingy, which you see here, this second piece. I pretty much fabricated that so it would mount to the transmission, to 4L60E transmission underneath. But that did not work because when I took it out to weld, I think I applied too much heat into it, or it moved, probably both, and so it didn't line up, and it was getting too sketchy, and I just didn't want to use that anymore. So that got scrapped, and so that was like a few days of work just gone. And then what is under there right now, I'm just gonna show you guys. I got a kit online a few months ago, and I didn't even know I was gonna use it, but ended up kind of modifying it and using it. But pretty much it's a site called Jags That Run. They sell this thing, and it's a transmission. It's pretty much steel. Oh my gosh! And it's supposed to be for a different transmission. I think this is for a 700 R4, but I modified mine to fit the 4L60E. So if you look under there, I don't even know if you guys see it. That's what it looks like. So it's a steel bar that's bent across both sides, and it came with just one hole drilled in the middle, but the 4L60E has two holes, so I had to drill both. It's really thick. It's like 1/4 inch thick steel, mild steel. So and then I pretty much had to drill into the car because this mounts to the car. So I just drilled in, and yeah, and I also found something that was off with the Jag, which I'm gonna show you guys. So if you come this way and open it, I thought this car was completely rust-free, and it is for the most part, but I literally just discovered this as I took off the floorboards, because I didn't want to go too far with cleaning it up. But if you look at it, you will see there's rust right there. It's like all over. So it's not bad rust, thank God. It's not like it didn't eat anything. So it's mostly just surface rust. But I'm pretty much going to be taking out the whole interior of this car and just sanding it down. I'm making it look nicer. And hopefully today we finally get to mount this transmission, because it has been a long time coming. I bought sets of bolts and I thought they were going to fit. They did not fit, and so literally, I haven't had a win, and I'm gonna be so glad to actually have one this time. Fingers crossed, hopefully. And so I'm just looking for the new bolts I bought, and really pray that these work, because if they don't, I'm gonna be so mad. Okay, let us test this. So after snuggling down the bolts, this is the first time ever transmission jack, my self-made transmission jack, is coming down. Let's see what happens. Oh, it's actually holding. Oh my gosh, it has been too long since I had a win. I'm so excited. But as usual, I stripped one bolt there, so I'm gonna have to replace it later. But for now, that's fine. I mean, it's literally just mounted by hopes and dreams, but it is a beefy boy, and I'm very excited. Oh no, you guys literally have no idea how long I've waited just for this to be mounted. And the terrible part is that since I don't have a drill press, it took me forever to drill all the holes. Like, look at the amount of drills I had to go through. There's a ton. I bought that one, I bought that one, and then there's a spare from like my old drill case. But it is finally freaking mounted. Now I need to put in the freaking T50 Torx bits into the transmission that hold the flywheel to the not flywheel, the rotating bit, maybe flywheel, I forgot what it's called, to the torque converter. So that needs to be put in. There are 3 bolts that do that job. They're right here. So yeah, I'm gonna put those in and hopefully we should be golden. We did it, guys. We finally installed the freaking transmission. So what I was doing under there was pretty much getting all the bell housing bolts tightened, also getting the flywheel to torque converter tightened as well. And I think I stripped one bolt, which is the oil pan bolt. The one, the part of the transmission, the bell housing that bolts to the transmission. I think I over torqued it and stripped one of the bolts. Or 2 of them, I'm not sure, but I really hope not. Oh my gosh. I had one job. If the engine blows up, an engine is only 500 bucks. You guys will be like, oh yeah. It's just 500 bucks. It's expensive, but it'll be fine. I really hope not. I really hope it stays in one piece. With that said, I think I still need to bolt on the transmission lever, wherever part of the wheel you're in.
The next day.
The 4L60E transmissions are not all the same. There's different generations, different years, and for some of them, they actually had a column shifter. So the shifter was on the column. And for those ones that had the column shifter, for early 4L60Es, they had the neutral safety switch, which pretty much makes you not to go into park when the car is in, like where the car is driving, or like just to make it safer for you. They were on like inside the car, on the shifter. But later on, they moved the neutral safety switch to the outside of the car, which is right next to the transmission, which I'm going to show you guys right now. So this is the neutral safety switch that came out of my transmission, and it is mounted over here. And now you guys can see there's 2 bolts that hold it together, and this one is bad, but you can see how much this shaft sticks out. Sweet. So that pretty much makes so I can be able to mount this. But in earlier transmissions, it was a little bit different, because I'm gonna be going under the transmission so you guys can see what I'm talking about. So if you look at this one right here, let me take off this thingy. Come on, get off. That's off now. So this one is a lot shorter. Look at it. It's a lot shorter. And so the neutral safety switch that I have is not going to slide onto that unless I replace the shaft. That's just called a shaft. So I'm gonna have to drop the whole oil pan, and there's like a few linkages that link it to that shaft. And yeah, so I do not want to do this job, but it's something that I have to do, and I've been dreading to do. But sometimes in life you just gotta do the dirty work. Oh gosh. So that's what we're gonna be doing today. Yo! So for this job, I'm gonna need a pick, a 90-degree pick, which is one in the middle, this bro. And I'm also gonna need this because oil is gonna drop all over the place. So, and I'm gonna need a 13 mil nut and a 13 mil socket and a 15 mil nut, I think, yeah. Okay, let's get this started. Oh crap. Now with those done, the next thing for me now is to set up the fuel system. which I'm so excited about. But that's pretty much it, guys. Hope you guys have an amazingly golden rest of the day. Whew. I will catch you guys on the next magnificently golden drive. Bye.